Today, we're going to talk about goals and goal setting and how setting goals can help your overall health and wellness. So, to start out, we want to make sure that we know that goals are anything that you plan to do in your life or that you desire to do in your life. It could be something that maybe is this weekend that you're wanting to do, or something that you want to do or accomplish when you're in high school, or something farther on down the road, maybe 5 or 10 years from now. But again, that is as simple as that, anything that you plan to do or desire to do in your life. Some things that goals do, again, they are beneficial to your health. They're going to provide you with a plan. So if you think about your future and the different things that you already know that you want to do, whether it's going to college or playing a sport in high school or the certain classes that you want to take, all of those things, again, could be because of goals that you have. Our goals help guide our use of time and energy. So if you think about, what do you do when you first get home from school? A lot of people who have goals around their education and success in school will spend a lot of their time when they're at home doing their homework or studying for tests. People who have goals around sports might spend a lot of time going to the gym. People who want to excel at a musical instrument and really be the best they can be at that will spend a lot of time practicing that skill. Whatever your goals are, they should kind of be important enough to you that you want to spend your free time doing them. And then they also help create self-responsibility, which if we reflect a little bit on the self-assessment that we did last week for health class, self-responsibility is something that can help with your emotional and mental wellness. Again, feeling like you're doing something to help yourself. So goals originate from a lot of different areas. Again, I asked you guys before to consider things that you think about maybe doing in 5 to 10 years from now. Maybe your whole life have had a career that you know that you've wanted to do, or you've really desired to travel somewhere, or you've really just have this path that you know that you want to pursue. Those hopes and dreams will help shape your goals. And they're things that, again, if you have a desire to do something or know that you really want to do it and want to do it forever, you should be using your time in a way that will help you accomplish that. Values are things that you personally hold dear to you, and they kind of guide the way that you live your life. A lot of people value education and they value doing their best work in school. If that's one of your values, you're probably going to also have goals that have to do with school. Some people value always doing the right thing and kind of following the principles of, due to other people, like you would want people to do things to you, and that might create goals in your life around your relationships with others. Some people value their religion, and again, the goals that they set might reflect some of their personal beliefs. And then finally, your personality can play a big role in the types of goals that you set as well. If you're very outgoing, your goals might have something to do with being around other people and being in front of them and doing things that other people are going to notice, where other goals might be more personal and private. And again, if you're more of a reserved person who likes to be alone, your goals might reflect that. So the last thing we're going to talk about are some steps to realistic goal setting. And then when I'm finished talking, you guys are going to have a chance to practice these in person. And what you are going to want to do when you're making a goal is use the steps SMART. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A for attainable, R for realistic, and T for timely. And those, again, can help you remember the steps of realistic goal setting. So the specific, you should be able to answer questions like who, what, where, when, and why. I personally have set a lot of running goals in my life because running is a hobby I have, and I really value physical activity and find enjoyment in running. So when I've set running goals, the who has always been me. What has usually been a distance of a race. where. Obviously, to do a race, you need to sign up for one. They usually have a date or a time when they're going to start. So the when would be the date of the race that I chose. And why is because I like running. It makes me feel good. I have a fun time doing it, and I kind of want to pursue that and be as good as I can be. For measurable, how much, how many, how will I know it's accomplished? You want to be able to answer those questions as well. So for me, if I was setting a running goal, my how much would be like what my time would be that I would want to get. For you guys, maybe you have a goal of doing something in school that reflects a specific grade that you want to have. Like you want to have a B in a class or a B on a test. Maybe you want to save $100 to buy something. Again, those are measurable. You can tell if you did it or not. Saying that you want more of something or that you want to get better, those are kind of vague. So we want to work on what does that look like. Again, always tying a specific measurable amount with our goal. Other things we need to consider, is your goal attainable? So if you think about the skills that you currently have. So let's say that you decide that you want to do this really complicated skateboarding trick, but you've never skateboarded ever in your life. You probably don't have the ability to do that. So maybe you would need to first set a goal to actually learn how to ride your skateboard down the sidewalk without falling on your face. And then maybe after you accomplish that, you could learn something a little bit more challenging and someday learn a really hard trick. But again, we need to keep in mind where you're actually at. And sometimes it takes time to get better at something. Realistic means, are you actually willing to try the goal in the first place? A lot of times people will think about a goal and it's really not something that they actually even care about. They're like a lot of New Year's resolutions people set are things that, again, just aren't really important to people. So for this project, we really want to find something that you're willing to get better at, and it could be something that you're already good at. You can always go from good to excellent. You don't need to always work on things that you're not interested in and don't like. Setting goals for your hobbies is something as well. So in our project that we're starting in a few minutes, we want to think about what is it that you want to do, and again, are you even willing to work on it? So we want to focus on things that are interesting to us or things that are meaningful. And then lastly, timely means that you have a specific end point in mind, and we're actually going to provide you with that. This project will be over with at the beginning of November, so you'll have just under 2 months to pursue the goal that you have. So if maybe you need to chunk it down so it's a step towards something else that you're working towards, that's fine. But again, all goals should have an end date to hold you accountable. So those are the steps of realistic goal setting. Again, they spell out the word SMART. And we're going to use those steps in our next part of our assignment. If you could please open up your Canvas module to your goal setting assignment. Thank you.